Now we're going to install the block here, which distributes the lubrication agents. 2 tubes go here. The first of these 2 tubes supplies hydraulic pressure directly to the clutch assembly, while the second tube delivers specialized oil to thoroughly lubricate the internal clutch plates, as well as the main supporting shaft on which these clutches are securely mounted. That's how it looks. This is mounted with a gasket. Spray it, Piotrek. This block goes directly onto the tubes. These tubes are press fitted. The other way around because it's asymmetrical. Alright, it fits. Go ahead. Wait, most likely it has to... Yes, just like that now. Okay, it's in. We need to catch the bolts. Isn't there one bolt missing? One fell out here. Those components were actually glued in quite firmly, okay? Here you go. As we can clearly see right here, this specific tube supplies the necessary oil for proper lubrication. Through these holes to the clutch. This is the first seal which seals the clutch with this housing. And then here it goes through this elbow fitting. Oil goes through this tube. At the end of this tube, there's a nozzle. It goes in here and additionally supplies oil. There, it lubricates the drive shaft for us. And this tube supplies the clutch through here. There's also a hole on the shaft. Here, as I showed earlier, this tube supplies the clutch through the housing. And there's a hole here on the shaft. And we have to remember to align it. The clutch also has a hole. The clutch basket also has a hole at the keyway. And this hole must be above the hole on the shaft. If we do it differently, there won't be oil flow and there will be a problem. Yes, here we also needed to install a circlip. Now the basket goes on hole to hole. And we secure it with a circlip. Alright, let's assemble it. A bit of oil on this. Yes, put it here. This ring seals it for us, because through this hole here, oil comes in to lubricate the clutch plates here. This ring was also replaced. Do you have this hole on top? Yes. Well, we have to... It's very important not to mix them up. We gently admire it, it has to go in smoothly. Alright, and now, moving quickly, we need to install this circlip right here. Now that we have successfully secured the clutch basket in its proper place, the next step in the assembly process is to carefully put on this central hub. You will notice that this hub is also equipped with a specific seal located right here, which fits perfectly into this slot. The primary purpose of this seal is simply to ensure that the lubricating oil stays exactly where it is needed. From this point, the oil spreads out onto the friction discs. It is designed so that the oil distributes evenly through these small lubrication holes, reaching all the discs to keep them running smoothly. Now, as we move forward to assemble this entire unit, we are going to thoroughly lubricate this sealing ring with a bit of fresh oil to ensure a proper fit and prevent any damage during the final installation. Now, we are going to assemble this unit, and we'll begin the process of inserting the discs. Disc, spacer, that is a fixed disc, and then a friction disc, alternating them one after another. There are a total of 9 individual friction discs here. Piotrush, bring those discs closer here. They're back there in the oil. These discs need to be soaked in oil. This is the main clutch, which is responsible for starting and stopping the tractor. The discs are in place, now we put on the retainer. The clutch is already assembled. All that's left is to assemble the handbrake, and then we can install the second gearbox. First we engage the handbrake, then we inspect the disc, and then comes the next step in the process. Give it a gentle squeeze, and use the spreader tool. It's a stake. Get the next shield ready, and then just wait a moment. No, now this one. Now this one. This one. And now comes the second shield. Constant. Further there. Here under the contributions. These are used to adjust the clearance between the disc and the running in plate. Now we carefully begin to insert the manual expander into place. Move it up just a little bit. Okay, there we go, it went in. Now we screw in the bolts that support the caliper in the aircraft. Go ahead, tighten it. Come on, go ahead. This one went in first. You can screw it in confidently, and you have to screw in the other one yourself. This one caught. Because the caliper rests here on these bolts, and then you have to fasten it from this side to the housing. And here it just hangs. Now we have it prepared, so we'll put in the gasket and lower it down here. With the gearbox. So you should be recording. Now we have to align this shaft with the clutch. Here is the PTO and POM drive. It has to fit in here, that's all. The drive shaft for the front wheel drive, we'll put it in later, at the very end. Because we still don't have one part for the front drive clutch. When there's no cab, everything is exposed, so it's fairly easy to work. It has to fit after all. Should I let it go for you? Maybe lower the cart a bit or not? Yeah. Should I lower it? Yeah, move it forward, move it forward. But would you like to or not raise some axle up you? I'm raising it. Go ahead and give that a little bit of a nudge, Ignacy, if you wouldn't mind. And you should probably do the same for the cart over there as well. And maybe we should try to move the cart up a little bit as well, right? I honestly think that these pots are the best ones we have here. For oil? Should we try to bend it upwards? Let's give that a try and then move it just like that. Now the left is no longer on the side, so flash and then step in. Oh, you know how it goes. You know, but we've already connected the gearbox. Now we have to connect all these pipes here. Here are the pipes for the medium, low, and high range. We'll be connecting them through this opening. Here we also have to connect the pipes that supply the clutches for the even and odd gears. They go here. These are the two pipes. You insert them there. You have to put them in through the gearbox opening here. And then you have to secure them with a bracket and screws from the top so they stay in place. I lubricate the O-rings with oil. Here I have marked that this pipe was the first one from the front, so as not to mix them up. You have to insert them there. One is in. For the next step, I am going to have to put my hand in here and lock it firmly into place. The top and bottom should be aligned, not side by side. Yes, now I have to put on this bracket that holds the pipes with 2 Allen screws. You have to install these pipes through this opening with 2 people because it's hard to do alone. One person holds it from below and the other has to screw it in. These two... I'm putting on the cover. This is what the pipes look like after installing the even and odd gears. This pipe is for supplying the reducer. Now we can insert these range pipes. Screw them in there, into that opening by the filter. We will be installing the distributor. The range pipes have already been installed. As we can see, the O-rings have been replaced on all the pipes. Now they are preliminarily tightened. I will tighten them further. Here, as we can see, they have been preliminarily screwed in for now. We will only tighten them fully after we install this distributor plate. I already have the screws and gaskets prepared here for mounting the plate under the distributor. Now then, first of all, we install this plate right here in this spot. We have to remember that these pipes, some of them go here, these 3, and these go here. Later everything needs to be fastened from the inside this opening. It has to be screwed in with a special fitting. And here is another one for 2, and here we screw it in from the inside, and there the pipe goes to the reducer. Here are the even and odd gears. Here are the ranges of the second part of the gearbox, the first, second, and third range. Here I have the plate already prepared for the distributor for installation, as well as the distributor itself. 2 gaskets go here. One is prepared under the plate, the other goes between the distributor and the plate. These pipes need to be measured because they are of different lengths. The longest one goes at the bottom, the medium length one goes here, and the 2 identical ones go at the very top. In a moment I'll show you how to install these pipes because they go into these holes here. Everything around the gaskets was cleaned here. You need to make sure that nothing falls inside into the distributor. Everything here was also cleaned. These pipes supply the baskets that are here. There are 4 clutches on this shaft. Here's how it is. One is for reverse gear and the others are for first, third and fifth gears. That's how it's described in the manual. It depends on whether we have even or odd gears because it could be from the first on an even one, which means it will be from the second. It will be from the third, it's on an even one. It will be from the fourth. If it's from the fifth, it will be on an even one. This is for sixth gear. The control valve body for the gearbox is fastened with M8 and M10 bolts, and there is one M6 bolt. The tightening torque for the M10 bolts is from 54 to 61 Newton meters. For the M8 bolts from 27 to 31 Newton meters, and for the M6 bolt from 11 to 13 Newton meters. The bolts should be tightened in the order shown in the user manual.
Now I will show you how to install these tubes.
Here I have them arranged. You can see that they are all in a straight line, which means the lengths are properly matched. I place the plate here. Now right, I have the tubes laid out. Now I will transfer these tubes here to the plate. I did it this way so I wouldn't mix up the order of the tubes because here they are. These are a different length, these two are the same. Now then, The tube is constructed so that here the diameter is smaller. We need to push it in from this side over there. And here this tube will be loose. They will just hang like this. We will screw on the plate and then press the tubes in later. We can't push the tube in from this side because there's no chamfer here. And it will cut the O-ring. But from this side there is a chamfer and the O-ring will pop in nicely. So I'm pushing in the first tube. I've lubricated the O-rings with oil. There we rock it gently. And that's how the tube sits. It hangs. I insert all of them like this. Later I'll mount the plate and push in the tubes. We can't mount the plate and push in the tubes at the same time because it's very difficult and we won't be able to do it. Next tube. You need to lubricate the O-rings with oil so they don't get cut. Alright, now these tubes will just hang like this. We'll mount the plate and turn it. And then we push the tubes into the housing. So now I'm mounting the plate. All the O-rings should be moistened with oil. Next, we'll screw in the positioning pins to make it easier for me to mount. Now the gasket. All the surfaces are cleaned and prepared. Now, the gasket. I'm spraying it. I am now carefully installing the gasket. The gasket is successfully installed, and it is perfectly straight and properly aligned. Next, I'm mounting the plate. The plate is mounted. Now I need to connect these tubes that press the baskets with the book. First, we connect the tubes for the even and odd gears because it's more convenient for us as there's more space. Alright, I have successfully managed to complete the installation of these components right here. Now, we are going to carefully position this mounting bracket exactly where it needs to go and secure it firmly in place by inserting the bolt and tightening it down until it is completely stable. Next, we install the tubes from the top for the low range, then the medium, and finally the high range. Alright, the tubes are twisted in place. Next, we install this plate that holds the tubes. Then we tighten the tube from the reducer to the 18 fitting. Now we can push these tubes in. For sliding the clutch, we have to hold it to get it in the right spot. Good morning. There, alright, we have successfully finished installing all of the guide studs now. Looks good. Now we're going to install the gasket. Next, the distributor. Here, to get these screws in, we need to position the plates properly. And through these holes, we install the screw. So here, we install a total of 4 screws into these holes. Here's the next one. The bolt we have right here will be an M6 size bolt on bay. We are going to need a hexagonal Allen key wrench for this one. Here, this middle one is an M6. For now, I'm just screwing them in, not tightening them yet. Next, we need to align this. Here is an M8 for an Allen key. This one goes in here. And here, one more plate. These are the screws that are hidden. And the remaining screws, as you can see, are on the surface. The last 8 long ones. They go here. The manifold has been installed. Now I need to tighten the screws in the order described here. I will need as many as 3 torque wrenches because for M6 we have 11 Newton meters, then for M10 we have 61 Newton meters, and for M8 we have 31 Newton meters. Here I wrote down the order in which to tighten these screws. The manual also states that after 1 hour you need to loosen the screws by half a turn and then retighten them from the beginning. Tighten them to the specified torque. So now I'm going to start tightening these screws. Here, I still need to tighten these pipes from the ranges. Here is a size 20 wrench, here is some kind of 26 socket wrench. This one is a bit loose, but it will still work for tightening. Here we can see the handbrake. On this side, the lever is attached. It is mounted here on the clutch basket for engaging the front drive. Here is the parking lock, which goes onto this gear. When it comes to speed differences, for example, between a 30 and a 40 gearbox, the difference is here in these gears. You have to replace this gear, this one, because it's on the drive shaft, as well as for the front drive. Then you also have to replace it, it's a different gear, simply with a different number of teeth. And here we can see that this opening is for the main clutch. That's how it looks. And here is where the drive for the pumps comes out. Drive to the pumps. It comes out here. And here the drive also comes from this gear. From this shaft here to the rear and to this gear here. And further to the shaft PTO and to the PTO clutches. That's how it looks. Here there are also additional pipes that supply lubrication, also to the shafts. Here is the pipe for the differential lock. It's supplied from the side here.